everyone, welcome back down to the dry dock. I'm Brian, your host, and this is the final on the Brian's double B or squared buddy build for the Mustang GT350 Shelby 1967. We got her done. We didn't make our end of March deadline. Brian and I were talking about it the other day. It's like, yeah, not only does this kid have fit issues, but that Murphy guy kind of got a hold of both of us. So it kind of, I was ahead of him for a while, he was ahead of me for a while, and as I figured, he finished before I did, but, you know, who cares? It's all in fun, right? I need to send out a thank you to a couple of people. First, I want to thank Papa Dan. Gave me a fantastic, well, I purchased a fantastic mug. He made it in honor of the buddy of mine that I lost. There's two things that Tim liked: sailing and coffee. And this is what he come up with. That's my bud. Thank you very much, sir. This is an awesome mug. I can have coffee with my pal every day now. Although I'm not going to drink my coffee like he did. You could stand a fork in the thing and it'd probably eat the fork. Don't like my coffee quite that strong. Another thank you goes out to both Brian, Mr. BG, and Fred Henry. The Krager wheels really makes this car pop. I can't thank you enough, buddy. Jerry, you know, your techniques for paint jobs are second to none, my friend. Fred's got some cool tips too. If you haven't checked those guys out, go check out Jerry Woody and Fred Henry. Papa Dan, not Papa Dan. Well, Papa Dan's good too, but Fred Henry, Pappy. See, I'm getting old, man. Everything just mushes together. So, the Shelby GT350 had a 4.7 liter 289 V8 engine with 306 horsepower and 329 foot-pounds of torque. And for its day, it was a beast. I know a lot of guys, when the new Fords came out, the V6 was projected at 306 to 308 horsepower for a 6-cylinder. And all the gearheads out there, oh, that's not a muscle car, that's a chick car, it's a 6-cylinder. Funny, it had as much power as the GT350 back in 1967, and that had an 8-cylinder. So, the 6-cylinders of today should be considered as muscle cars because they got the same torque as they did back in the 60s. Another little tidbit, a buddy of mine, Tim, years ago, knew how much I love Mustangs. And if you're into Mustangs at all, and cars in general, if you want a great read, check this book out. This thing, it's thick. But this thing is an awesome read about Mustangs and the beginning of them and all the way through. I forget if it goes up to 2010, I think is where it stops. But this thing is cool. And a lot of great photos in here. I know Charlie and BG have a book on the, what they call it, the Great American Road Race or whatever that went to France. But this is another book. If you're into Mustangs at all, I would highly recommend reading this thing. It takes a while. Like I said, this thing is thick. Thick, 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 thick. But it's a great read. A lot of good history in here. So, with all that, let's see, what else do we got? As you know, as I've said, I mentioned it in the video, but I'll say it here too. and I've said it in the past videos that go along with this series, the reason I chose the colors I did is because of the diorama that I'm going to be doing with this car and a P51D Mustang. And I found a picture of a P51D Mustang that's pretty cool, at least I like the look of it, and it's in similar colors to what I painted the car. I had a couple guys on Instagram say they love the car, it was cool, but they weren't really fond of the color combinations. Well, this is why I did what I did, and I'll put the picture of the plane right up here. And at any rate, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have come up with a diorama idea. I'm going to get a 1/24 scale P51D, and that works out to be roughly 16 by 18. I forget which way, if it's 18 inches wide for the wings and 16 body, or vice versa. But I'm going to put it on a 2-foot by 2-foot board. I'll have the plane up on a grass runway up on a hill sitting at an angle, and then the car on either a dirt road or paved road down a hill in front of it. That's my idea for my display for the two. I probably won't get to the plane till maybe this fall or this winter. I want to get back on the mow. So the mow's lonely. It's sitting over there yelling at me. So anyway, I've babbled enough. Let's turn this around and let's show you how she turned out. Alright, here we go. A car with major fit issues. Not as bad as the first kit I had, but it has its issues. I decided not to put the GT350 stripe down here. The color of the stripes were either white or gray, or actually it's a silver, but I would have had to have painted the blue down here so that the stripe would pop. And with the blue here and the blue here, I just didn't like the way that would look, so I left it off. There, that is the SHELBY GT350 logo there. Those Krager wheels really make that pop. I love those wheels. The front end sits up a little high, but I noticed in a lot of pictures that I saw of this car, the front end did sit up a little bit. I'm not sure why. It looks like the tires are back a little bit on here. Playing with this with the alignment pins and stuff, that's kind of where it wound up. So, you know, there again. The bumpers on this thing, the front bumper did not want to conform to the sides of the car. I taped it on here as tight as I could to get it glued on. I used the 560 clear canopy glue, and so I didn't mess up the paint, but I was worried that if I pushed too hard on these edges that it would spring back and wreck the paint, so I decided to leave them just kind of the way they are. The silver really doesn't show the shine on camera. It does a little bit when you look down the sides, as the blue does. If you look at the hood, you know, the hood's shiny, but see, when it goes into the silver, it kind of disappears. So yeah, anyway, I had a little snafu with some paint right there. I found a real faint light blue, like when I was painting on here or painting the fade, it got a little spot right there. It's not too bad. I dry brushed over it and then polished it up, and you can still see it. The glue bomb that I showed in the previous video where the paint flipped up, that was right here. You can kind of see it, but it worked out all right. The colors for the car are X11 is the silver and X13 is the blue. Painting metallic colors I found was a challenge. They do weird things. I'm not sure exactly why. You see how dark that the front is? Now I had this all masked up so I could paint the blue all at once. You can see how dark that front is. You come around the back, and for whatever reason the back isn't as dark. It is there, but on those sides, that side's not bad, but for whatever reason, back here, it kind of silvered on me a little. Not sure why. The license plates that come with this kit, you had 3 different states. I think Texas, Indiana, and I forget what the other one is. But each state was only either GT350 or Shelby. They didn't have a state that had both, one for the front that was like Shelby and one GT350. So my car has 2 different state license plates on it. Here's a look at the license plates. There's the front. There's the back. As you can see, I drilled out the exhaust pipes. Didn't do it on Candy's Camaro. But, hey, you know, little at a time. Why not, right? So, yeah, I'm happy with the way this came out. It was a lot of fun. It's got its fit issues, like I said. But, all in all, I think it turned out really nice. So, now I'll take the hood off and we'll give you a look at the engine. There's the engine. Now, BG had to point out that he said I had the poles on the battery backwards, that the red should be up on top and the negative should be on the bottom. Well, every car I've ever seen, the posts actually face the front of the car. I've never seen one sitting there sideways like that, but that's just me. So, yeah, who's to say it's right? But it's, you know what, it's okay. Then we got, let's see how close I can get in here. Got the brake, master cylinder, the top of the shocks painted, the washer fluid, that top hose, yeah, that was fun. I did not put in the bottom radiator hose. There was no way I was getting that in there based on order of assembly. It's just not going to go in there. But that's okay. Headlights, they worked out pretty good. I cleaned them up with the novice system before I put them on. I don't know if you can see how the lines are on them. I tried to get the lines all the same on the glass, but that driver's side one there, that one kind of rotated on me at the last second, so it's a little cattywampus. But in hindsight, the blinker lights underneath, I didn't put the blue paint in there. I left it white, but I probably should have put some chrome paint behind them to get them to pop out a little better. So, that's about as close as I'm going to get. Otherwise it fuzzes out. So if you want pictures of that, I can put one up here in the corner. Otherwise you can go back and see the pictures in the other videos for this build. Give you a look at the top of it here. So, what do you think? Does it pass? Does it fail? It was a fun build. Brian and I had a blast. Texting back and forth, giving each other crap. We're thinking about maybe possibly doing another buddy build here I think I might have him talked into doing a P-51 Mustang. Brian, planes. You never know. Stay tuned. The other thought process we kind of kicked around the other day is a all Brian group build. In other words, we're discovering there's a lot of guys named Brian out there in the community. We thought it'd be kind of cool to come up with some kind of a theme for an all Brian group build. Stay tuned on that one too. Don't know if it'll come to fruition, but it's an idea we're kicking around. I really got to thank Brian for all his help, and Fred Henry for the wheels, and Jerry for the painting tips. You guys made this car as good as I could make it. Could I have made it better? Well, yeah. But things happen, like we all know. And you either learn to live with them, or you throw the thing in the garbage. Heck, this was a 3 purple pond build the way it was. So anyway, I appreciate everybody's help. I enjoyed this build. I hope you all enjoyed the series. I don't do a lot of cars. This is only my second one. And I hope you come back for the mow. That should be my next video. I have to go and discern where I left off. I don't remember. But I hope you all have a great day. Thanks again for watching this episode and the series, and we will see you on the next update. Take care, everybody.